Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Rupinder Kaur Chawla with the Midday News. The headlines. President Ramnath Kovind addresses 90th year celebrations of Merchants Chamber of Uttar Pradesh at Kanpur, appeals to industrial sector to help the government in reducing carbon emission. President to attend centenary celebration of Gita Press at Gorakhpur this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend a program on Save Soil movement at Vigyan Bhavan tomorrow. 41 candidates elected unopposed in the biennial elections to Rajya Sabha from different states. Heal in India and Heal by India are two cornerstones of India's health system, says Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia. Union Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani chairs sub-zonal meeting in Raipur to highlight the achievements of the NDA government. Union Home Minister Amit Shah to officially launch Khelo India Youth Games 2021 at Panchkula in Haryana. And in French Open tennis, top seed Iga Swiatek to face Coco Gauff in title clash of women's singles this evening. President Ramnath Kovind today appealed to the representatives of the industrial sector to come forward to help the government in reducing carbon emission. He was addressing the 90th year celebrations of the Merchants Chamber of Uttar Pradesh in Kanpur this morning. President Kovind said that Kanpur is famous for industries but also infamous for pollution, especially in River Ganga, and the government is trying to clean the river under Namami Gange project.
भारत सरकार नमामि गंगे मिशन के तहत गंगा को साफ और स्वच्छ बनाने के लिए प्रयत्नशील है, लेकिन इस मिशन की सफलता के लिए सभी भागीदारों का सहयोग होना बहुत आवश्यक है। यहाँ के उद्योग और व्यापार जगत से ये अपेक्षा की जाती है कि वे प्रदूषण की समस्या को मिटाने में सहयोग करते हुए कानपुर और गंगा को स्वच्छ बनाने में अपना योगदान देंगे।
Speaking about the issue of climate change, the President said it is a formidable problem in front of us. Keeping these challenges in mind, the Government of India has announced in the COP26 summit that by the year 2030, India will reduce its carbon emissions by 1 billion tons and try to become a net zero emission economy by the year 2070.
आज जलवायु परिवर्तन एक विकराल समस्या के रूप में हमारे सामने है। अगर इस चुनौती से निपटने के प्रयास हम अभी से नहीं करेंगे तो वर्तमान के साथ साथ आने वाली पीढ़ियां भी अनेक कठिनाइयों का सामना करेंगे। इन्हीं चुनौतियों को ध्यान में रखते हुए भारत सरकार ने COP26 शिखर सम्मेलन में घोषणा की है कि वर्ष 2030 तक भारत अपने कार्बन उत्सर्जन को 1 बिलियन टन से घटा देगा और साल 2070 तक नेट जीरो उत्सर्जन वाली अर्थव्यवस्था बनने का प्रयास करेगा। लेकिन इस लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करने में उद्योग जगत का सहयोग बहुत ही जरूरी है। अतः मैं यहाँ पर उपस्थित उद्योग व्यापार जगत के सभी प्रतिनिधियों से अपेक्षा करूंगा कि वे न सिर्फ वर्तमान में चल रहे उद्योगों में प्रदूषण कम करने की दिशा में कार्य करेंगे, बल्कि ऐसे नए उद्योगों को स्थापित करने में भी सहयोग करेंगे जो पर्यावरण के अनुकूल हों।
The President also appealed to professionals and youth of the country to give back to the society.
हो सके तो आप लोग व्यक्तिगत रूप से या समूह बनाकर एक गांव अथवा कुछ अलग गांव को अडॉप्ट करें और उनके सर्वांगीण विकास में अपना योगदान दें। जब हम कहते हैं कि ये कंसेप्ट जो है वी हैव टू गिव बैक टू द सोसाइटी, वॉट एवर वी आर, वेयर एवर वी आर ड्यू टू द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ द सोसाइटी एट लार्ज। मत भूलिए, उद्योगपति हैं, उद्यमी हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है। कभी कभी मैं आप अधिकारियों को जो मुझे कॉल ऑन करते हैं मैं उनको भी कहता हूं कि कभी भी मत भूलना, यू हैव टू गिव बैक टू द सोसाइटी वेयर एवर यू आर।
President Kovind is presently on a 4-day tour of the state. He will take part in various programs in Gorakhpur, Sant Kabir Nagar, Varanasi and Lucknow cities. The President has reached Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh to participate in the centenary celebrations of the Gita Press, the world's largest publisher of Hindu religious books. The President will visit Gorakhnath temple in the evening. We have more from our correspondent.
The main event of the day is held at the premises of the Gita Press at around 5 p.m. Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will accompany the President on the occasion. Trustees of the Gita Press have gathered from across the states to welcome the President. Shri Kovind will visit the Leela Chitra Mandir in the Press Conclave. The temple hosts various pictures of gods and goddesses which are used in the cover page of Gita Press books and scriptures. President will spend around an hour in the press. From here, he will depart to Gorakhnath temple for Darshan Pujan. President Ramnath Kovind will also pay a visit to Ramgarh Tal in the late evening, where he will watch the spectacular light and sound show. With the efforts of the state government, the lake has emerged as a model of nature's conservation, along with attracting thousands of tourists each day. Aditya Shukla, AIR News, Gorakhpur.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend a program on Save Soil movement at Vigyan Bhavan at 11 a.m. tomorrow on the occasion of World Environment Day. The Prime Minister will also address the gathering during the program. Save Soil movement is a global movement to increase awareness about deteriorating soil health and bring about a conscious response to improve soil. The movement was started in March this year by Sadhguru, who embarked on a 100-day motorcycle journey passing through 27 countries. 5th June marks the 75th day of the 100-day journey. The Prime Minister's participation in the program will be reflective of the shared concerns and commitment towards improving the health of soil in the country.
41 candidates have been declared elected unopposed during the biennial elections to Rajya Sabha seats from different states. They were declared elected unopposed by the concerned state returning officers after the last date for the withdrawal of candidature last evening. The newly elected candidates include 11 from Uttar Pradesh, 6 from Tamil Nadu, 5 from Bihar, 4 from Andhra Pradesh, 3 each from Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, 2 each from Chhattisgarh, Punjab, Telangana and Jharkhand, along with 1 from Uttarakhand. Out of these 41 seats, BJP bagged 14 seats, 8 from Uttar Pradesh, 2 each from Bihar and Madhya Pradesh, and 1 from Jharkhand, 1 from Uttarakhand. Congress bagged 4 seats, including 2 from Chhattisgarh, and 1 each from Tamil Nadu and Madhya Pradesh. YSR Congress candidates elected unopposed on 4 seats from Andhra Pradesh, while DMK got 3 seats from Tamil Nadu and Biju Janata Dal got 3 seats from Odisha. AIA-DMK won 2 seats from Tamil Nadu, while Telangana Rashtra Samiti got 2 seats from Telangana and Aam Aadmi Party secured 2 seats from Punjab. Rashtriya Janata Dal also won 2 seats from Bihar, while Samajwadi Party, Janata Dal Secular and Jharkhand Mukti Morcha got 1 seat each from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Jharkhand respectively. Former Congress party leader Kapil Sibal has been elected as an independent candidate, and Rashtriya Lok Dal President Jayant Chaudhary has also been declared elected. Both have been elected with Samajwadi Party support. After 41 candidates won the election unopposed, the elections will now be held for only 16 seats, including 6 seats in Maharashtra, 4 each in Rajasthan and Karnataka, along with 2 in Haryana. Elections for these seats are scheduled to be held on 10th of this month, and results will be declared on the same day. Bharatiya Janata Party has fielded actor Dinesh Lal Yadav from Azamgarh Lok Sabha seat, while party leader Ghanshyam Lodhi will contest from Rampur parliamentary constituency in the upcoming by-elections. Tripura Chief Minister Manik Saha will contest from town Bordowali in the upcoming assembly by-polls. The party today released a list of candidates for the by-elections to the Lok Sabha and assembly seats in 4 states and UT. BJP leader Rajesh Bhatia will be the party candidate from Rajendra Nagar Assembly seat in the national capital.
Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia has said that India considers healthcare as a seva, and the country is ready to take a leading global role in providing healthcare services to the world through its trained and competent manpower. Dr. Mandavia said this while interacting virtually with officials of regional PIB, DD, AIR and media persons yesterday. Dr. Mandavia said India is at a key inflection point of not just Heal in India through its vibrant medical value tourism, but also Heal by India, where our medical professionals can be used to serve not just our country, but at the global level.
इंडिया के लिए स्वास्थ्य ये कभी कॉमर्स नहीं रहा, कॉमर्स बाद में रहा। पहले हमारे लिए वो सेवा रही। हमने हेल्थ को हमेशा सेवा के साथ देखा, और इसीलिए ही जब कोविड क्राइसिस चल रहा था, मैंने इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पर जाके कहा दुनिया के पास मेडिसिन नहीं थी, और ऐसी स्थिति में हमने लॉकडाउन होते हुए भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करवा के देश की रिक्वायरमेंट को पूरा करके, और मैंने इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पर कहा कि उस वक्त हमने प्राइस हाइक नहीं किया और हमने क्वालिटी के साथ भी बार्गेनिंग नहीं किया, दुनिया को मदद की थी। हमने वैक्सीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग किया, 100 से अधिक कंट्री को हमने वैक्सीन सप्लाई किया। $25 का नहीं, $20 का नहीं, $2.5 और $3 का। इंडिया की ताकत है, वो हमने दुनिया को दिया है।
Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare and Chemicals and Fertilizers Mansukh Mandavia reached Patna today on a 3-day tour to Bihar. The Health Minister inaugurated liquid chromatography with tandem mass spectrometry LC-MS-MS lab facility at the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Hajipur. Later, Mr. Mandavia will visit Hindustan Urvarak and Rasayan Limited plant at Barauni, where he will hold review meeting with officials. The minister will interact with beneficiaries of various central schemes. Tomorrow, Mr. Mandavia will inaugurate food testing lab at Raxaul. This laboratory has been established under Indo-Nepal bilateral agreement to reduce the time in testing of imported food samples brought into Raxaul from Nepal. The minister will also dedicate auditorium of AIIMS and CGHS building in Patna. The union minister is scheduled to hold review meeting with top officials of health department of the state government.
Over 193 crore 96 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said over 11 lakh 67,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. A total of 3,962 new COVID cases were recorded in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload currently stands at 22,416. The recovery rate is currently at 98.73% and a total of 2,697 COVID patients recovered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 26 deaths were reported in the same period. Jammu and Kashmir is all set to host the first ever 2-day maternal and child health conclave scheduled on 6th and 7th of this month, being organized by J&K National Health Mission at Sher-e-Kashmir International Convention Center in Srinagar. Briefing the press, Mission Director NHM J&K Yasin M. Chaudhary gave an overview of the 2-day conclave taking place for the first time in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. While elaborating about the event, Mr. Chaudhary explained that Jammu and Kashmir, with a decreasing trend in the maternal and child mortality, envisions to further decrease the maternal and child mortality to establish at the forefront of providing quality health care.
The sub-zonal meeting of the Union Ministry of Women and Child Development is being organized today in Raipur, the capital of Chhattisgarh. The meeting is being chaired by Union Minister for Women and Child Development, Smriti Irani. In this meeting, Chhattisgarh's Women and Child Development Minister, Anila Bhendia, as well as representatives, senior officials and beneficiaries of Chhattisgarh, West Bengal and Odisha are participating. During the meeting, the impact of achievements of the last 8 years of the Union Ministry of Women and Child Development on women and children is being discussed. UNICEF and state governments are also giving presentations on the achievements of the last 8 years. Women beneficiaries shared their experiences on the occasion. Apart from this, open dialogue session has also been organized. Union Women and Child Development Ministry is organizing a series of zonal and sub-zonal meetings in various states to highlight the achievements of the NDA government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the last 8 years. The sub-zonal meeting being organized today in Raipur is the first of this series. 15 such meetings are being organized across the country by the Union Women and Child Development Ministry till the 9th of July.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Ram Nath Kovind addresses 90th year celebrations of Merchants Chamber of Uttar Pradesh at Kanpur, appeals to industrial sector to help the government in reducing carbon emission. President to attend centenary celebration of Gita Press at Gorakhpur this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend a program on safe soil movement at Vigyan Bhavan tomorrow. 41 candidates elected unopposed in the biennial elections to Rajya Sabha from different states. Heal in India and Heal by India are two cornerstones of India's health system, says Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia. Union Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani chairs sub-zonal meeting in Raipur to highlight the achievements of the NDA government. Union Home Minister Amit Shah to officially launch Khelo India Youth Games 2021 at Panchkula in Haryana. And in French Open tennis, top seed Iga Swiatek to face Coco Gauff in title clash of women's singles this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
रेडियो के किस्से थोड़े थोड़े सभी के हिस्से। एक बार एक परचून की दुकान पर खड़े हिमांशु जी ने भारी उत्सुकता से दुकानदार से पूछा कि भैया यहाँ काहे चिपका के रखे हो, मोदी जी मेरा परिवार। तो दुकानदार ने उतने ही भारी एटीट्यूड से रेडियो का वॉल्यूम अप कर दिया।
पूरे विश्व में बजने लगा है अपने भारत का डंका, यूक्रेन में कैसे सफल हुआ अपना ऑपरेशन गंगा। इन 8 सालों में भारत में संचार क्रांति छाई है, जगह जगह इंटरनेट और हर हाथ यूपीआई है। किसानों को फसलों का सही दाम पाते देखा है और महिलाओं को उनका सम्मान पाते देखा है। पूरे विश्व में अपने भारत की महिमा का शोर है।
अंत में हिमांशु जी भी बोले कि 8 साल सेवा, सुशासन और गरीब कल्याण।
जन जन ने निर्णय लेकर भारत की सूरत बदली है, कदम कदम पे जनता मोदी जी के साथ चली है। 8 साल में हमने संभव को संभव कर डाला।
The Narendra Modi government over the last 8 years has taken several steps for the empowerment and holistic development of the youth of the country. India, which is the second most populous country in the world, is also one of the youngest nations, with about 65% of its population under 35 years of age. Youth is the backbone of any country, and all-round development of the nation lies in their achievements. Our correspondent reports that the foundation of India's future is being strengthened by implementing various schemes.
The Narendra Modi government announced the National Education Policy 2020 with the aim of making comprehensive reforms in the school and higher education system. It has replaced the 34-year-old National Policy on Education 1986. This new education policy focuses on making education more holistic and flexible to suit the needs of the 21st century. Its main objective is to transform India into a global superpower of knowledge. On the occasion of completion of 1 year of the new education policy, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed confidence that the schemes launched under the National Education Policy will play a big role in building a new India.
भारत के जिस सुनहरे भविष्य के संकल्प के साथ आज हम आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं, उस भविष्य की ओर हमें आज की नई पीढ़ी ही ले जाएगी। भविष्य हम कितना आगे जाएंगे, कितनी ऊंचाई प्राप्त करेंगे, ये इस बात पर निर्भर करेगा कि हम अपने युवाओं को वर्तमान में यानी आज कैसी शिक्षा दे रहे हैं, कैसी दिशा दे रहे हैं। इसलिए मैं मानता हूं भारत की नई राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति राष्ट्र निर्माण के महायज्ञ में बड़े फैक्टर में से एक है और इसलिए देश ने इस शिक्षा नीति को इतना आधुनिक बनाया है, इतना फ्यूचर रेडी रखा है।
Union Minister of State for Education Annapurna Devi believes that the National Education Policy 2020 will prepare India's youth for the future and it aims at transforming India into the world's largest skilled workforce.
राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 भारत के युवाओं को भविष्य के लिए तैयार करेगा और इसका लक्ष्य भारत को दुनिया के सबसे बड़े कुशल कार्यबल में बदलना है। हम अपने युवाओं को उद्यमशीलता की भावना पैदा करके नौकरी चाहने वालों से नौकरी देने वालों में बदलने के लिए सशक्त बना रहे हैं। यह नई राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति आज के 5 से 15 वर्ष की आयु के उन बच्चों को तैयार करेगी जो भारत की स्वतंत्रता के 100 वर्ष पूरे होने के अवसर पर जो वैज्ञानिक विचार, आलोचनात्मक सोच और मानवतावाद पर आधारित एक वैश्विक समुदाय का निर्माण करेंगे।
Under this policy, a target is set to provide vocational skills to at least 50% students by the year 2025. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has reached Dehradun for a 2-day visit to Uttarakhand. The minister will interact with civil society, NGOs and beneficiaries of government schemes and take part in the Disha meeting with district officials in Dehradun today. On the World Environment Day tomorrow, Dr. Jitendra Singh would visit Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Indian Institute of Petroleum, CSIR-IIP, and inaugurate a number of innovations to help fight climate change. He will also visit a Jan Aushadhi Kendra at Dehradun tomorrow.
The first batch of 377 Hajj pilgrims to Medina was flagged off from the Cochin International Airport this morning. Kerala Minister of Waqf and Hajj Pilgrimage, V. Abdul Rahman, flagged off the Saudi Arabian Airlines flight carrying the pilgrims in the presence of Minister of Ports Ahmad Devarkovil, Central Hajj Committee Chairman A.P. Abdul Kutti and others. In all, 20 flights will be flying 7,224 pilgrims from the Cochin International Airport for the Hajj pilgrimage till the 16th of this month. Of these, 5,758 pilgrims are from Kerala and the remaining from Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter Moti Bai, who was martyred on the 4th of June 1858. A lieutenant of Rani Lakshmi Bai, Moti Bai took part in fighting against the British forces in and around Jhansi, ousting the British troops from the region.
When the British struck back and reached Jhansi, Moti Bai took lead and fought against the East India Company Army at the Jhansi Fort on 4th June 1858. However, she was injured by the enemy fire and died on the spot. We salute the great warrior, Moti Bai.
We also remember the commander of the cavalry in the army of Rani Lakshmi Bai, Huda Baksh, who played a significant role in organizing and directing the independence activists against the British during the First War of Independence, 1858. Huda Baksh fought back persistently the British Army's offensive on the Jhansi fort. He was martyred while fighting the British forces on the 4th of June, 1858. We salute the great son of the soil.
We also remember nationalist Achant Lakshmipati, who died on June the 4th, 1962. A firm believer in Gandhian ideology of Swadeshi, Lakshmipati promoted the use of Ayurvedic medicine. A supporter of the establishment of separate Andhra state, Lakshmipati was greatly influenced by the thoughts of the famous saint Ramana Maharishi.
Lakshmipati was born on March 3rd, 1880 in Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. He obtained a medical degree from Madras Medical College in 1909. He got inspired towards Ayurveda after studying the Vedas, Puranas and Ayurveda texts deeply. He became a disciple of Pandit Gopalacharyalu, the famous Vaidya Ratna of his time. Lakshmipati devoted his life to the promotion of Ayurveda. He was the principal of Madras Ayurvedic College and Trivandrum Ayurvedic College.
The credit for the establishment of the famous Arogya Ashram and Andhra Ayurvedic Pharmacy of Awadhi also goes to him. For the construction of the Arogya Ashram during the British period, the Madras government had accepted financial assistance with the condition that Lakshmipati would give assurance of being loyal to the British government. He refused to give such an assurance, and the government withdrew the offer of assistance. Lakshmipati considered the Western education system to be a loss for India.
Lakshmipati had great belief and confidence not only in the effect of Ayurvedic medicines, but also in the philosophy of Ayurveda and its spirituality. He tried to bring Ayurveda to the common man and published a number of books. He popularized Ayurveda by conducting Arogya Yatras, screening films, arranging toy shows, and singing Arogya songs. He stressed on the protection of health of the people rather than treating the diseases.
We also remember independence activist Sardar Ali, who was born on the 4th of June 1830 in Kota, Rajasthan. Ali was an adjutant in the Narayan Paltan of the Kota State Army and took part in the uprising of the Kota State Army against the British and the pro-British Kota ruler Maharao in 1857. He participated in the attack on the political agency house Kota on 15th of October 1857, where Captain C.E. Burton, the political agent, and his two sons were killed. Ali was also involved in the attack on the Kota fort in November 1857. He died while fighting against the pro-British troops. We salute the great son of the soil, Sardar Ali.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
On to sports. The fourth edition of Khelo India Youth Games 2021 will officially kick off in Haryana this evening with a glittering opening ceremony. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be the chief guest at the opening ceremony of the Grand Sports Festival at Panchkula. Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Thakur, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal and Haryana Sports Minister Sandeep Singh will also attend the ceremony. Khelo India Youth Games is the biggest nationwide grassroots level sports competition in the country. The Chief Minister said about 8,500 players will be taking part in these games. For the first time, all states and union territories are taking part in the edition of Khelo India Youth Games, with host Haryana fielding the largest contingent of 528 players. Among the popular categories including athletics, football, badminton, table tennis, kabaddi, handball, wrestling, volleyball, boxing and 5 indigenous sports.
In French Open tennis, world number 1 Iga Swiatek will take on American teenager Coco Gauff in the women's singles final this evening. Top seed Iga Swiatek from Poland reached the final in Paris, is on a 34-match winning streak by beating Daria Kasatkina 6-2, 6-1 on Thursday to extend her winning streak to 34 matches. 18-year-old Coco Gauff reached her first Grand Slam final by beating Martina Trevisan of Italy 6-3, 6-1 on Thursday. In wrestling, Rio Olympics bronze medalist Sakshi Malik won her first international gold medal in almost 5 years at the Bolat Turlikhanov Cup, a UWW ranking series event at Almaty in Kazakhstan yesterday. India's Mansi Helawat and Divya Kakaran also finished at the top of the podium in their respective weight categories.
A Saras Crane couple in the family way has found surprise custodians of the people of Ganesar village 8 kilometers away from Motam, Sanand. In their zeal to protect 2 eggs laid in a farm, villagers have turned the 1-acre agricultural plot into a makeshift artificial wetland, filling it with water brought in pots with a makeshift canal, and are keeping an almost 24/7 vigil to ensure the 2 eggs are not attacked by wild animals or dogs. The villagers are brimming with excitement over the likely hatching of the eggs anytime next week. The villagers' collective effort for the safety of the birds is commendable. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Ramnath Kovind addresses 90th year celebrations of Merchants Chamber of Uttar Pradesh at Kanpur, appeals to industrial sector to help the government in reducing carbon emission. President to attend centenary celebration of Gita Press at Gorakhpur this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend a program on Save Soil movement at Vigyan Bhavan tomorrow. 41 candidates elected unopposed in the biennial elections to Rajya Sabha from different states. Heal in India and Heal by India are two cornerstones of India's health system, says Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia. Union Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani chairs sub-zonal meeting in Raipur to highlight the achievements of the NDA government. Union Home Minister Amit Shah to officially launch Khelo India Youth Games 2021 at Panchkula in Haryana. And with that we end the midday news.